that, about 50 longhorn steer and 1 buffalo set forth on a 22-mile trek across the Colorado prairie. There's no rush to get these beautiful animals to market, or anywhere else for that matter. These longhorn belong to the trailmaster, Ray Moore, a Kansas cattleman.
Ho, come on, Big Red.
He and his ranch hands have driven them down many a southwestern town's main street for parades and celebrations. Today, the longhorn are the object of concern for 45 would-be cowpunchers who paid $150 apiece to take part in this cattle drive. Some of the members of this group are honest-to-goodness cowboys, and some of us greenhorns get on a horse about once every 10 years and are now just looking for some high-country adventure. It's a blistering hot afternoon, nearing 100 degrees. The cattle and cattle drivers require frequent stops to cool off.
Hurry. Hurry.
This also presents the opportunity, if you have the guts to step up next to a big old longhorn, to get a very memorable picture. It's a pretty easy-going pace in a day when time is money, and scenes like this have just about disappeared.
The cowboy is about a thing of the past. You know, we're doing all of our cattle work with four-wheelers and Jeeps and in feedlots, and the trail drives of the old days and bringing the cattle north into Kansas and Colorado and on up is, you know, it's history.
Hit, cattle, hit.
About half the folks in the cattle drive are locals helping to celebrate their town's 100th birthday. But the drive has also attracted cowboys and cowgirls from a number of western states. It's turned into a pretty interesting show for the creatures calling these pastures home. After a full day in the saddle, camp is a pretty welcome sight. The animals get a well-deserved rest, and the now experienced members of the cattle driving team get a chance to relax and reflect on what brought them together on this high prairie trek. Lowell Corliss, for example, knows no other lifestyle.
My granddad come in 1887 and worked as a cowboy up on the river on the old Bartee Ranch.
These two Colorado Springs area businessmen put on the spurs every chance they get.
Working with cattle, it's a great throwback to the American West, and makes you feel like you're doing what people used to do.
We're in a pressure business. Spent a lot of time inside, and it's just a good release to come out here and not worry about anything. George asked me how I was doing, thinking about my work, and I said I hadn't even thought about it all weekend.
Organizing a trail drive in the 1980s is a far cry from years past. More time is spent worrying about liability insurance and keeping coolers full of ice than fending off cattle rustlers and rattlesnakes. But Don Stewart says he's just about ready to try and make this an annual event.
I'm going to ask everybody tonight as we're gathered around the campfire and having a coffee if they want to do it again. And I think I know what the answer is going to be.
Tired and a little saddle sore, everyone is winding down. But there's not a person here who's not already thinking ahead to putting in another full day on the range. Near Burlington, Steve Weiss, Channel 2 News.
Come on, Bub. Yep.
Hit. Far away, Bob.